I watched something the other day and it said that rushing is a demonic spirit. And then as I began to think about my life and how things have played out and how I was always rushing to get to a certain goal and how that led me to my own demise. A lot of us, we do this thing where I'm at this age, and I'm one of them, so I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about me too, because y'all know this is my journey, right? We do this thing where I'm at this age where I should be married and have kids already. I know I've said this. Person is a killer. It will steal the very dreams and purpose and plan that God has placed on your life. The comparison comes in because of your timeline that you have set for yourself. Detach from the timeline that you place on your life and watch how God blows your mind about how everything begins to play out. Hey y'all, it's your little big sis, CJ Renee. We're back with another episode of The Thriving House. Yes, y'all, we are still going strong in our biblical detachment series. I don't know if you guys have been watching my socials too much as lately, but I recently released a biblical detachment personalized plan. You can personalize it yourself. It is a 7-day devotional filled with all kinds of information that will help you to detach from whatever or whomever it is. And this episode is detaching from your timeline. Yes, you heard it. Detaching from your timeline. Let me tell you something about them timelines. They will have you in a grip. They will have you in a chokehold if you let them. Let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. I'm reading from Habakkuk 2. I'm going to be starting from verse 1 and I'm stopping at verse 3. You can follow along with whatever version you see fit, but you know, and you should know, I'm reading in the New Living Translation. So let's go ahead and get started. I will climb up to my watchtower and stand at my guard post. There I will wait to see what the Lord says and how he will answer my complaint. Then the Lord said to me, write my answer plainly on tablets so that a runner can carry the message to others. The vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently. I'm sorry, I had to say that loud and clear for some. For it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. And I know you're thinking, how will it not be delayed? It seems like it's being delayed. But there is a divine time that God has for each and every step, each and every season, each and every promise that he has given us. Why rush the timeline that God has set for us? Because you're impatient? I watched something the other day and it said that rushing is a demonic spirit. And then as I began to think about my life and how things have played out and how I was always rushing to get to a certain goal and how that led me to my own demise. Rushing to get here, get there. That's how most people have accidents. Rushing allows you to not see or enables you from seeing the mistakes or the traps along the way. When you are rushing to fulfill your own timeline, you are no longer working in the will of God. You're working in your will, doing things on your own strength and in your own strength. How is that biblical? Detaching from your timeline has a lot more to do with not allowing yourself to be succumb to the stress, the pressure, the comparison thing, because a lot of us, we do this thing where I'm at this age, and I'm one of them, so I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about me too, because y'all know this is my journey, right? We do this thing where I'm at this age where I should be married and have kids already. I know I've said this. I've been working so hard on this business, it should have popped off already. Look at so-and-so, they just started. And look at where they're at already. Comparison is a killer. Okay, First Lady has been talking about that since Sunday. A comparison is a killer. it will steal the very dreams and purpose and plan that God has placed on your life. But the timeline, the comparison comes in because of your timeline that you have set for yourself. You think you should be further along. You think that the things that you required or desired to have at this particular place in your life should have already established yourself. Like me, I've been applying to jobs for over a year. I should have got a job already. I can sit up here and be so mad, which some days I am. I ain't going to sit here and act like I haven't. I could be so mad about where I'm at right now financially. But my bills are still being taken care of. I still got a roof over my head and I still eat every day. I'm thicker than a Snicker. Okay? I ain't being unfed. I'm fed. Well. Okay? Fat stored for the next holiday. Alright? I'm sorry. I gotta be real with y'all. A lot of us are so stuck on what we wanted to have happen that we are so glued to what didn't happen and how it didn't happen yet. The most intriguing thing about detachment, specifically both worldly and biblically, is the fact that it says to remove the idea that you have about how everything ends up being. Basically, remove the I want to know how this is going to work out. Remove the I need to know how this is going to work out. Remove the should I do this to make this happen? Just release. Releasing yourself from these timelines, releasing yourself from the outcome. And let God do his thing in your life. One thing I know about kids want more than anybody else in this world. Kids and dogs, they always want something. They always want something. I just came from work. And all day I work. The girl I work for, my client, she asks for my phone every second. I want Miss Chrissy's phone. I want Miss Chrissy's phone. I want Miss Chrissy's phone. They always want something. But one thing about a child and their want, they always know that their needs will be met. Either a caretaker, parent or guardian, a teacher, okay? Dogs know that their caregivers is going to take care of them. There are some that are being abused, of course. There are some that are being neglected, of course. But there are those who know for a fact if they're hungry, they're going to eat tonight. We need to begin to have a childlike POV, if you will, towards the things of God. We need to have a childlike POV towards our timeline because we know that at the end of the day, God has placed these desires on our hearts. We didn't come up with these desires out of nowhere. Some of us did, but some of us did not. Wanting to be married, wanting to have kids, wanting to develop this business that God placed in your heart, wanting to be in the ministry, wanting to do things that God has called you to do. These things have been placed on your heart by who? Your next door neighbor? So if it's not you or your next door neighbor that put it there, how do you think that God won't allow it to happen? How in your right mind can you say God hasn't done it yet? It's being delayed or I'm being punished. How can you say that? God has a particular time for these things to take place. A particular season. A predestined point in life that is supposed to take place. On Sunday morning, First Lady was talking about Abraham and Sarah and how they decided, because the promise wasn't coming yet, they decided to go ahead and jump in and try to assist God. How you do that? And they made a mess of the whole thing. And they had to wait 13 extra years because they put their hand in the pot trying to stir the pot. God don't need that many cooks in the kitchen. Okay? He really don't. He is the chef. He is the sous chef. And he is the dessert coordinator. Or whatever you want to call them people. He don't need your help. Detach from the timeline that you place on your life. And watch how God blows your mind about how everything begins to play out. You got too much going on. Freelance your life. Live a little. Stop to smell the roses. Take in all of the essence of where you're at right now, because I promise you, sis, I promise you, brother, you won't be here again. You won't have this freedom again. You won't be in this place of creativity again. You won't be able to breathe easy the way you are right now. Give it a moment. God is going to blow your mind in such a way, because He created you. And everything you do is going to be in His will and in His strength. So with that being said, y'all, I love y'all. It's your little big sis, CJ Renee, and this has been an episode of The Thriving House. Y'all, real quick, if you haven't already, I'm going to send whoever comments below, I'm done chasing. I'm going to send the link so that you can purchase your own copies. Only $10. It will behoove you.